today I think it would be really apt just to talk about where would we go
Where
if we,
would you go?
yes, where is it? Where's our dream spots?
Yeah, a dream spot.
Yeah.
And we've got all our balloons on because
Yes.
we want to go hot
Yes.
air ballooning.
Yes.
I think that would be a fabulous
Mm.
place to travel.
Mm.
Up in a hot air balloon. I would love to go to England or Scotland and hot air balloon
I
around.
think going through France on a hot air balloon would be fabulous.
But I think first, let's have some tea.
Yes, definitely have some tea. We've got some fancy napkins today. Very fancy. Always have nice fancy napkins with your tea. It just makes it feel a little bit more
Yes,
special.
fancy napkins with tea.
And again, of course, I've got to put my milk in first because I'm a creature of habit.
Yes, we'll start our little tea ritual.
Yes. This teapot was given to me by my brother, and it features the Battle of Culloden in Scotland, Bonnie Prince Charlie and all that. Now, of course, if you're an Outlander fan,
love it.
yes,
I love Outlander.
you have all the references on that.
I am a massive Outlander fan. So much so, we even went to an Outlander fan gathering, didn't we, Anne?
Yes. Before COVID, we went to Outlandish, which was at Glen Innes.
Yes, and they have a standing circle of stones, and it's amazing. You want to touch the stones and get teleported through time.
They do have festivals and events down at Glen Innes that incorporate the standing stones down there, so that's well worth a visit if you're going down that way.
Yeah, I think it's a Celtic festival, and I can tell you, there's lots of spots down there.
That's similar to the Southern Highlands in New South Wales, where I went a couple of weeks ago. They have a festival on there called Brigadoon. So you remember the story of Brigadoon? There was a movie about it.
Yeah, you told me about it.
It's a magical place that comes to life only once every, I think it's 200 years. I'm not 100% sure. But Bundanoon in New South Wales on the Southern Highlands, it's just about 15-20 minutes from Bowral. They have a special event called Brigadoon, and it was supposed to be on this past April, but unfortunately they had a lot of rain down there and it was cancelled. But we went down there to visit.
You brought back treasures to share.
Yes. Now, these are wonderful little treats, Scottish treats. That's a Highland cow. And this one is a little Scottish Westie, and they're from the Potter's Pantry at Bundanoon. It's one of the little cafes there, and I can highly recommend it.
It's delightful.
Yes.
Looks like I want to take a bite, but I'm too scared to ruin such a beautiful creation.
I've eaten a few myself. They're quite nice. And it's always good just to support local business. After COVID, a lot of businesses are struggling. So if you are travelling within Australia, around your own state, it's a really good idea to try and support local business as much as possible.
Yes, please support local business. I am totally 100% behind that. I'm not going to mention it too much, but I own Winter's Heart, which is an Australian acrylic jewelry shop. And here's another one of my brooches. And as you can see, it's a hot air balloon. So here it is here. And we make acrylic jewelry, so I tend to wear it a lot, so I always talk about it, and it consumes my life 24/7. Anyway, I think we were going to talk about if we could go on any holiday, where would we go? And for me, I would say I would like to go and play D&D in a castle in England. It's an event that runs once a year, and they play 3 sessions of D&D, and there's some really cool GMs from Wizards of the Coast, and some really great GMs that do streaming and podcasts and are on YouTube. So that would be my dream holiday, to go to England and play D&D in a castle. So what is your dream holiday, Miss Annie Penguin?
Well, Miss Rose, I love Eurovision, you know that.
Yes.
I am a chronic Eurovision tragic, and I've been really very blessed to being able to go to a few Eurovisions overseas in the past few years. This year it's on in Turin in Italy, and unfortunately I'm not going. However, I'm really waiting to find out who wins Eurovision this year because that could dictate if I decide to go overseas. I'm really undecided.
I love Eurovision.
It's
I
so
like
quirky.
we've actually been together at the Gold Coast for the Australia Eurovision.
Australia decides.
I couldn't go this year because we had a major weather warning
Yes.
flood event. So
Yes.
I had tickets to see Eurovision, but I didn't actually get to see the Australia one. But we went last year and it was really fabulous.
It's an exciting thing, and
Yes.
I have to say, my dream holiday destinations are the Scandinavian countries. I really want to see Norway, Iceland, Finland, all those sort of places.
I would love to see all those places as well. And hot air balloon around.
Yes.
With our balloon dresses.
Hot air balloon around.
I think it's the most fabulous way to travel.
It is, yes. In a dirigible or a hot air balloon.
A hot air. I'm actually thinking I might be the kind of girl that likes a Zeppelin.
Yes.
Because I like a table.
Mm.
I think hot air ballooning for fun, for small adventures, and maybe a Zeppelin so we can have our tea. Because one must think, how do you drink tea on a hot air balloon?
Yes. Unless you have a thermos flask.
Yes. That, an
Pack a
adventuring
picnic
set.
basket.
We could put together an adventuring tea set. That sounds delightful. Anyway, we got another message.
Yes,
we had
we
more
did.
correspondence.
Yes, we did. We got another question from Georgia29, and she wrote that she was asking our opinion of what to do. Her boyfriend has a dreadful habit of flossing his teeth in the lounge room while they're watching TV.
That's rather uncouth.
I know. She says it annoys her a lot because she says she's watching television. They're watching a movie. Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining the horror.
I know. It would be the noise would just get. It would annoy me,
and
seriously.
She wants advice of how to stop it?
Yes. So she's asking us what would we suggest that she say to her boyfriend so he doesn't get too offended to stop doing it.
That's rather confrontational
Yes.
to be watching plaque fly in your sitting room watching television. I would have to be a bit more confrontational. I'm sorry. Miss Annie Penguin, I would have to say you're an uncouth heathen.
Yes.
Please go to the bathroom.
It's a bit of a bad habit, and I really hope he doesn't do it when you've got visitors, because that would just be the worst thing.
I can just imagine.
It would be terrible.
Do you want some plaque with your tea?
I think Miss Rose, I think seriously that I think Georgia has to have a bit of a conversation and tell him how much she finds it annoying.
Because it is an offence to the senses to hear the eking noise of your tooth plaque flicking through, and you just have to tell it like it is. It's one of those
situations, isn't it? Really,
you just have to tell it like it is.
Yes, exactly. And if he's going to continue doing that, then maybe you need to get a TV in another room.
Well, there is the other advice, and I suggest earplugs and some PPE gear, and just wear it. So if any plaque was to flick on you, you could just wipe it off. But yes,
that's an interesting dilemma, isn't it?
Yes, no, I'm sorry. I would have to say, could you please retire to the bathroom for that activity, please?
Well, that was an interesting question to put to us. So if you have any questions and comments, then our email will be below.